The body mass index, BMI, provides an indication of whether a child is overweight or underweight, given their height, age, and biological sex. Knowing your child's BMI helps you determine what measures you should take to help the child develop a healthy and active lifestyle. Maintaining a BMI in the healthy range as a child can decrease the risk of serious health conditions in adulthood. To calculate a child's BMI, you must first measure the child's height and weight accurately. For children, the BMI is interpreted according to a growth chart that adjusts for a child's age and biological sex. First, remove shoes or bulky clothing. A light t-shirt or shorts can be left on, however, a heavy sweater or jeans and shoes will prevent you from accurately measuring the child's height and weight. Any hair accessories that gather the child's hair on the top of their head also interfere with the height measurement. Bulky clothing can interfere with an accurate height measurement as well as weight. For example, if the child is wearing a hoodie, they won't be able to stand straight against a wall. You also might want to remove braids if they add height. Your purpose is to get accurate measurements, not to humiliate the child or make them uncomfortable. Allow them to cover their body in a way that won't interfere with your results. Measure the child's height. You can get an accurate measure of the child's height at home with a flat stick, a wall, and a measuring tape. Choose a location where the child can stand straight against the wall on an uncarpeted floor. Have the child stand straight with their head, shoulders, buttocks, and heels against the wall, looking straight ahead. The child's heels should be together, their shoulders flat. Keep in mind that depending on the child's body shape, they may not be able to touch the wall with all of those body parts. Get a flat stick such as a ruler, and place it against the wall at a right angle. Lower it until it firmly rests on the top of the child's head. Make a light mark with a pencil at the spot where the bottom of your stick hits the wall. You may want to have the child duck out from under it once you have the stick in place, so you can make your mark. Using a metal tape measure, find the child's height by measuring the distance from the floor to the mark you made. Weigh the child on a digital scale. To get an accurate measurement of your child's weight at home, place a digital scale on firm, even flooring such as tile or wood. Avoid scales that are spring-loaded for weighing children. Make sure the child isn't wearing shoes or any heavy or bulky clothing that could add weight to the result. Have the child stand straight up with both feet on the scale. You may want to have the child step off the scale and repeat the weighing twice more for the most accuracy, especially if the child is fidgety. If you weigh the child more than once, simply average the results. Record the child's measurements. As you measure the child, write down the results. To ensure the most accurate measurement, record the child's height to the nearest 1/8 of an inch, or 0.1 centimeter, and record the child's weight to the nearest decimal tenth. Take measurements in the system with which you are most comfortable. Although BMI is measured using the metric system, most calculators will convert measurements recorded in pounds and inches. Enter the child's information into a BMI calculator. While you can calculate the child's BMI manually, it typically is much easier to find a BMI calculator online. All you have to do is provide the child's age, biological sex, and measurements. You can find a reliable children's BMI calculator on the NHS website, or other government agencies also have reliable calculators. Ideally, you want to use a calculator on the website of a government agency or healthcare provider you trust. The calculator will provide you with the child's BMI. However, unlike an adult BMI calculation, the child-specific BMI doesn't tell you much. You have to consult a chart to determine what that number means based on the child's age and biological sex. The manual calculation is as follows: BMI equals weight in pounds divided by height in inches times by height in inches times by 703. BMI equals weight in kilograms divided by height in meters times by height in meters. Find a BMI chart. To properly interpret a child's BMI, you must use a growth chart that provides a BMI index based on the age of children and teenagers. The BMI is expressed as a percentile, which measures the child's BMI relative to other children in the UK. The data used to create the official BMI charts was gathered through many surveys. Keep this in mind when interpreting the results. You can easily find a BMI chart online. Use a government website or a trusted healthcare provider. There are two different charts, one for boys and one for girls. Locate the child's percentile. To use the BMI growth chart, first find the child's age along the bottom of the chart, then find the child's BMI along the side. Use a piece of paper or other straight edge to find the point on the chart that corresponds with the child's BMI and age. The chart allows you to find the percentile for children, teenagers, and young adults from 2 years old to 20 years old. Generally, the child is considered underweight if their BMI falls below the 5th percentile. If the child's BMI is greater than the 5th percentile, but below the 85th percentile, the child has a normal or healthy weight. You still should monitor the child's activities and eating, particularly if they fall at the upper end of that range. If a child has a BMI above the 85th percentile, but below the 95th percentile, they are considered overweight, and a child with a BMI above the 95th percentile is obese. If the child falls in these ranges, they are at risk for significant health problems. Consult a healthcare provider. In children, the BMI calculation is not considered a diagnostic tool. If your measurements indicate that the child is either overweight or underweight, take the child to a doctor for further testing and analysis. Occasionally, an older child with significant muscle mass may appear overweight on a BMI calculation when they are not. The healthcare provider can help determine if the child is overweight or not. Let the doctor know the results of your measurement and interpretation. And schedule an appointment. The doctor may want to take skin fold thickness measurements or others to confirm your interpretation. If your interpretation shows that the child is significantly over or underweight, the doctor may want to complete additional screenings to ensure the child does not have any health conditions as a result. The doctor also will likely conduct a complete evaluation of the child's diet, activities, and family medical history.